Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhobhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum langayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Shri Chaitanyam Ishwaram Paramananda Madhavam. Hare Krishna. I felt very great to hear the entire summary of the 7th to 12th chapter, seeing that how attentive you are, how seriously you're taking these revision classes. And I feel really so very humble and yet proud of all of you for having very beautifully summarized class. And now we are waiting the conclusion. Dhruvin Prabhu, have you shared something on the YouTube about the YouTube link? You shared it to the waiting room participants, just to let you know. I'll put it for everyone. Yes. Okay. So the final section, we saw that how bhakti is such a process where Krishna personally comes to pick his devotees from Bhavasagar to take them to the Bhavasagar, from the ocean of salt and misery to the ocean of sweet nectarine rabdi with all the kaju, kishmish, and all wonderful dry fruits. So we are going there. Just imagine. It's a wonderful place. So from the forest of fire to the forest of fun, that is Vrindavan. But what is it that is making the surrender of all of us so difficult? That is called Maya. Suna, how many of you heard this word Maya? Yes, Maya. Are tum Maya mein ho. Ye sab moh Maya hai. So you heard all these things, right? So it is Maya or Bhautika Prakriti that makes our surrender difficult. She is the one who puts difficulty so as to test whether the living entities are really serious. They should not go trouble Krishna. If you see, Maya and Krishna have a very sweet relationship. Maya is a sister of Krishna. So she ensures that only the really sincere, serious, and without ulterior motive souls actually move on to go and serve Krishna, and not the other kinds of people go and disturb Krishna. Bhagwan ko disturb nahi karna hai. She doesn't want her brother to get disturbed. Right? So that is the way in which Maya actually filters out living entities. For that, she poses different kinds of tests. So Maya is the jailer. Yes, she is the jailer. And in jail, she gives 3 with the tap. You see in the Trishul of Maya? The Trishul, 3 spokes represents Adhyatmika Klesha, Adi Bhautika Klesha, Adi Daivika Klesha. The miseries that are caused by one's own body and mind, miseries caused by the other living entities, and miseries caused by the nature, material nature, like cyclones, earthquakes, etc. So these 3 types of miseries, everybody who is got this material body is a jail. You have seen in movies and all, the people who are in the jail, they have this striped uniform. You have seen movies mein agar dekha, striped uniform. Similarly, the moment we have received this material body, that material body itself shows that this is the dress for the jail. So we are inmates of the jail. And how exactly does the entire action takes place? Karma or activity, kaise hota hai? Actually, a jiva has a relationship with Ishwar and Prakriti. This is a very famous triangle which every one of us should know. Yes, the jiva performs it. He just desires. Yes, jiva desires. Paramatma, Ishwar, who's there, he checks based on the previous karma if the living entity deserves the desire. And if you deserve it, then he instructs the Prakriti. The Purusha instructs the Prakriti, come on, fulfill the desire of the jiva. Then Prakriti will fulfill the desire. Suppose this hand has performed lot of punya, giving food, giving money, to others, feeding others, a lot of dina. So next time, this hand, by the karma of this person, will be a very strong hand. It will be very strong. He can do a lot of wonderful activities. On the other hand, with his hand, somebody has murdered others. With his hand, somebody has always caused violence. Then this kind of hand will always be, next time, the material nature will not function with this hand. This hand will be unfunctioning. This will not function. So material nature will not allow, because Krishna will not allow. So based on what you desire in this birth, and based on what you deserve, based on your previous birth, Krishna sanctions some activities and does not sanction some activities. So he is called USA, the ultimate sanctioning authority. That is Krishna. So this is how. So ultimately, it's Krishna who's controlling both Jiva and Prakriti. So Jiva can only, as living entities, we can only desire. Wahi kar sakte hain hum log. Yeah. So Maya also operates on us in three modes. There's Sattvagun, Rajagun, and Tamagun. So I would like to ask all of you. Now you saw what is Sattvagun. So what exactly you think? I'll again show you the picture. What do you think are the different qualities of a person in Sattvagun? Can you try to guess? What are they? Only Sattva. Type, please type. During you might have to enable the typing. Okay, knowledge, happiness. Very good. You got it right. Most of them. Yes, Sukham, Jnanam. These are the characteristics of people in goodness. Yes, they are in goodness. Sukha and Jnana. All right. What about people in the mode of passion? Rajoguni people, what are they? Rajas. Okay, they're always anxious. They are ambitious, greedy, desire to enjoy. Exactly, desire to control. Very good. So they are Rajoguni people, or in the mode of passion. You all have given it right. Number one, it is Trishna and Sangha. So they are like having a lot of attachments, hankering. Attachments and hankerings. That is mode of passion. Trishna and Sangha. All right. Now you can see what is Tamogun. What about Tamoguna? Tamas. Tamas has three qualities mentioned by Krishna. Tamogun ke jada. We can relate better to this. And this is very easy to find out. What is Tamo? Lazy. Correct. Nidra. Sleep. And that's not anger. Anger is Rajogun. That is Pramad, madness. Pagal. Pagal ho gaya. Of course, I'll tell the presenters to change the picture. This fellow has gone mad. Pagal ho gaya. So tamas means, in one sense, mad. So very good. So like that, now why we are analyzing these qualities? How many of you agree that Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun, this is an experience which actually we all face a mixture of it every day. ये तीनों आते हैं हमारे लाइफ में. Yeah. Yes. But prominently we are under one mode. Mostly one. But otherwise what happens is these three. So we are under different modes. So when we understand these characteristics, we understand, ठीक है, अभी हम लोग, so somebody is doing meditation. What mode is he under? Meditation. Sattva. Very good. What about a person? Okay, pandemic is over. Huh? Pandemic is over. A person running on Mumbai Dadar station, Dadar local range station, running with bag, everything. What is that? Rajagun. Okay, मेरे बोलने से पहले ही लिख दिया. Yes. Now last, a person taking laptop and throwing it, taking printer and throwing it. Yes, destruction means Tamogun. Actually, there was a video sent. There was one person who tried to take out a printout. Printer se printout try kiya usne. And the printer was not working. So what he did, he started beating the printer. He took his computer and put it on the printer. Tamogun. And this was recorded in the CCTV camera. And all his colleagues got scared. Bapre, kya ho gaya? Pagal ho gaya. Tamogun. Tamogun means destructive in nature. Shyamji, questions I will take. After that, your question is noted. I'll not take during the session. Very good. You all got it right. Congratulations. So Sattvagun usually frees us from sinful reaction. Rajogun binds us to material fruits and actions. And tamogun is nothing but delusional and darkness. All right. So what happens to a person who maintains a particular guna? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Urdhvam gachanti satvasta madhye tishtanti rajasa jaganya guna vrittishta adho gachanti tamasa. So it is said, Krishna says that those who are in sattva gun, urdhvam gachanti, they go upwards, higher planets. Urdhvam gachanti satvastah. Who is in sattva gun will go upwards, higher planets. Madhye tishtanti rajasa. On the other hand, those who are in Rajogun, in the mode of passion, Madhye Tishtanti, they will remain in the middle planetary systems. And Jaganya Guna Vrittishta, those who perform all abominable activities, Jaganya Guna Vrittishta, Adha Gachanti, Adha means down. They go to hellish planets. So those who are in Sattvagun, they take birth among demigods, Devatas. Those who are in Rajogun take birth amongst human beings. Those who are in Tamagun take birth among animal species. So this is a destination based on what modes we maintain. Yes. On the other hand, Krishna says very clearly, Mai chananya yogena bhaktiravya vicharini. So on the other hand, a person who is mamchayo vibicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samati tetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Anybody who performs in bhakti, that person goes beyond the three modes and attains Krishna Loka. So I'll ask you a question. Now this is something we all, this is a revision, but still, we know about the three classes of jail. There is a C class jail, B class jail, A class jail. C class jail mein, I'm going to make it very quick. Last time I was very graphic. C class jail is a dungeon with mongoose, rats, खाना भी नहीं मिलता, फेंक देते हैं और mongoose और rats खाना खा देते हैं. You're all alone in a dark cell. You're not able to see light. That is C class jail. This B class jail. B class jail में थोड़ा 3-4 और लोग होते हैं, ताश पत्ते खेलते एक साथ, कभी कभी बाहर जाते हैं, पत्थर तोड़ने को लगाते हैं, and we go and collect food. I don't have experience of any of this. I've seen in movies. Some of them saying, Prabhuja, itna jante hai, yeah, movies. We watch it there. So then they have this, they take plates and they get something, dal, pani wali dal, something like that. At least they get to eat something. And then there is A class jail. A class jail में क्या होता है? In A class jail, a person is in a practically like a 5-star jail. Yes, there is AC, there is Wi-Fi, there is laptop, there is wonderful khana which is coming. You have a nice bedstead to sleep, and it goes on well. So how many of you want to be a part of C class jail? Rats, mongoose, dungeon, underground? Nah. What about B class jail? 4-5 ताश खेलने वाले साथ में? No. How many of you will be in A class jail? Thank you. Good. Very nice. Why do you want to go to jail? So even Sattva Gun is like going to A class jail. So that is also jail in one sense, right? Jail to jail hi hua. However it is, it's a jail. Correct? So we have to go beyond the jail. So bhakti is something that takes you beyond this jail of Maya. All right? So one descends to all the virtues to the divine couple. So one may ask, okay, devotion is there, but how to develop this detachment? And for the purpose of detachment, Krishna starts the next chapter, 15th chapter, by comparing this material world to a banyan tree. Urdhvamulam adha shakam ashwatta prahuravyayam chandamsi yasya paranani Satvam Veda Savedavit. So he says that this material world is like a banyan tree whose roots are upwards and branches are downwards. How many of you seen a banyan tree whose roots are upwards and branches are downwards? You've seen? Where you have seen? कहाँ देखा है? लिखो टाइप करो. देखा है? Good. Others are still confused. अरे कैसे देख लिया इन्होंने? Yes, reflection in water, not on road. Road का reflection in water. So that's actually a reflection. So if you're seeing the reflection of a banyan tree in water, that reflection indicates what? That reflection indicates that there is an original substance. So if material world is reflection, the spiritual world is a substance. That's what is told. So this world is reflection, but The spiritual world is the actual substance. So how is this material world? See this? Right from Brahma Loka downwards, all types of lokas are there. See? Brahma Lok to Patal Lok. Yes, all these things. This is the material world. But one has to go beyond this material world to the spiritual. Beyond this material world is the spiritual world. Asatoma Sadgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityoma Amritangamaya. We have heard these prayers? Yes, what does it mean? Asatoma. Don't be in this temporary asat material world. Sadgamaya. Go to that spiritual world. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. This material world is a world of darkness. Leave this and go to the world of enlightenment. Mrityoma. This was a world where there is repeated birth and death. Amritangamaya. Go to that world where there is deathlessness. So this is what is the statement of the shastras. So leave this material world, go to spiritual world. That's the goal of life, to go back home, back to Godhead. So what is spiritual world? The spiritual world is a place where there is, Krishna says, Natad bhasayate suryo nashashanko na pavaka yadgit narvana nivartante tadhama paramam mama. So Lord Krishna says, my abode is neither illuminated by sun, nor by moon, nor by fire or electricity. It is a self-luminous abode. There is no need of any kind of lighting there. And yat gatva na nivartante. Anyone who goes to that abode of mine does not come back to this miserable material world. Yeah. So that is the kind of spiritual world. This material world is a world of dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Yes. So Krishna personally speaks that for a person to reach to this material world, from the material world to spiritual world, he personally as Paramatma gives the guidance. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto matta smritirgyanam apohanam cha vedescha sarverahameva vedyo vedanta kritmeda videva chaham. So I'll give you proper guidance by which you can understand the Vedas and you can go from this material world to spiritual world. Definitely, as Paramatma is present, they give guidance. So now 15th chapter discusses about a tree. What is grown on a tree? Tree pe kya grow hota hai? What is it? Yes, fruits. Fruits. Nobody looks at anything else. Fruits. That's what we want, fruits. So on this tree of material existence, there are two types of fruits. Ek acha fruit, dusra sada hua fruit. So the acha fruit is called as that acha fruit is actually the Daivi Sampad, the divine fruit. On the other hand, the Sadahua fruit is called Asuri Sampad, Asuras, Deva and Asura. So you hear about Devtas and Asuras, right? Deva, Asura. So Asuras are Sadahua fruit. On the other hand, Devatas are Acha fruit. So let's first discuss about these fruits. Yes, divine versus demoniac. So if you see, the divine fruits have these qualities. Dekhiye, padhiye. You all can read it yourself. There is simplicity, arjavam, non-violence, ahimsa, satya, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion for all, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, freedom from envy and passion and honor. How many of you want to develop these qualities? Yes, we all want to be like this. Yes, हम लोग ऐसे बनना चाहते हैं because they are the good fruits, Daivi Sampada. On the other hand, what about demoniac? Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, ignorance. Don't know what is to be done. Don't know what is not to be done. No cleanliness, improper behavior, no truth, no intelligence. Yes, so these are demoniac qualities. How many of you don't want these qualities? Yes, this is what we want actually. We don't want this divine. We want to become like that good fruit, and we don't want to be like that Sadahua fruit. Yes. So how exactly do we do that? First, we need to understand that we have to avoid the demoniac route. And the demoniac route has three major pillars, the three gates to hell. Trividam narakasya idam dwaram nashanam atmanah Kamas, Krodhas, Tatha Lobhas, Tasmadeta Trayam Drajet. We have to give up these three things: anger, lust, and greed. Yes, who's an example of anger? A demon example of anger, you all know. जो शास्त्र में आप सोच सकते हैं, who is it? I want a good example. Hiranyakashipu is the right example of anger. He was angry towards his own son Prahlad. Prahlad कितना good boy था. In fact, all parents here would aspire कि मेरा बच्चा प्रहलाद की तरह बने. My bachcha should be like Prahlad. Such a good boy. But Hiranyakashipu was so much anger, he made multiple murder attempts on his son. Such an anger. Okay. Who is the example of lust? Abhi batao. Yes, Ravan. He wanted to enjoy Mother Sita, Jagan Mata. Correct. And who is the example of greed? Yes, Duryodhan. Correct. He had a very nice kingdom, but still he was eyeing on Pandava's kingdom. So we see this demoniac people have this. So we have to first give up these three tendencies. हमको भी जो है काम, क्रोधस तथा लोभस तस्मादेत त्रयम त्रजेत. These three things has to be given up. These are called lag. L-A-G. Lust, anger, greed is called lag. So we will get lagged. So we lag behind when we have these three things. So this first has to be given up. This is the beginning of divine life when we give up these three. So entire demoniac propensity is based on these three things. Yes, entire. So what we should do? We should transform the lust into love, because ultimately lust, when it is satisfied, it becomes greed. Lust, when not satisfied, becomes anger. So what is lust? Lust is absence for love of God. So when we cultivate the love of God by chanting Hare Krishna, automatically the lust is subsided. That's what happens. Just like you want to dissipate darkness, what do? Bring light. You want to dissipate cold. Yes, what do? Bring fire, bring heat. Similarly, you want to dissipate lust, what to do? Bring love. How? From where? By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So what is the basis of demoniac and divine behavior? The basis of divine and demoniac behavior is following the shastras. So who follow the shastras are divine, and those who don't follow the shastras are demoniac. Correct? So this is the 16th chapter, divine and demoniac nature. So now Arjuna had a question. Arjuna said there may be a person who does worship. This person worships but not according to shastras. He rejects the shastras but accepts the worship. What about this person? Because demon means rejects the shastras, rejects worship of God. On the other hand, divine means accepts the shastras, accept worship. But what about that person who accepts worship but rejects the shastras? What about that person? Who is he? So is he demon or is he divine? Arjuna wanted to know. Yes. So Krishna says that they come under three modes. They come under three modes of nature. So their food, their worship, their charity, sacrifice, austerity, these are all details are given in the 17th chapter of Gita. Because this summary, I'm not taking any of it. You can read. So these all things, under what modes they come? Like food. Because first you want to do puja. The food is very important. We should eat sattvic ahar. Any example of sattvic ahar you all know? Yes. Fruits. Prasad. Yes. Khichdi. Very nice. Milk. Leafy vegetables. Ghee. Correct. So we need to follow the sattvic ahar. Then we comes to sattvagun. Ahara shuddhau sattva shuddhihi. Sattva shuddha dhruva smritihi. Smriti labde sarva grantinam vipra mokshana. So that's what the shastras teach. All right. And finally, Krishna comes to the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita in the 18th chapter. And he concludes the Gita by explaining this one principle. And this is a sloka that Krishna explains two times. Once in the 9th chapter and now in the 18th chapter. He says, Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishasi tatyam te pratijane priyoshi me. Think of me in my mind, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. And then definitely you will come. Mame vaishyasi satyam te. मैं सच बोल रहा हूं तो मेरे पास आओगे. I promise you this because you're my dear friend. Prati jane priyoshime. You're very dear to me. Yes. So this is further explained in this verse. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma shucha. Please understand that already I've explained about karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga. You need not practice any of this. Just come to me. Do bhakti. And by that what will happen? Many of them say, अरे मैंने तो बहुत पाप किया है पहले, तो उसका क्या? Oh, don't worry. Krishna says, हम तो हम सर्व पापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि. I will relieve you from all varieties of sin. Mahasucha, don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, surrender unto me. How to surrender to Krishna? By performing the 9 processes of devotion service. So what is this 9 processes of devotion service? There are 9 ways in which you can worship Krishna. Shravanam, hear about Krishna. Kirtanam, speak about Krishna. Smaranam, remember Krishna by chanting. Padasevanam, serve Krishna's lotus feet. Archanam, offer worship to Krishna, deity worship. Vandanam, offer prayers to Krishna. Dasyam, do some menial services for Krishna. Sakhyam, become friend of Krishna. Atmanivedam, give everything to Krishna. So like these are the Navvida Bhakti. So majorly the Bhakti which is Bhajanera Madhya Srishta Navvida Bhakti, Krishna Dite Krishna Bhare Dhare Mahashakti. Tara Madhya Sarvasrishta Nama Sankirtan Niravrad Namale Pabi Premadan. So amongst this Navvida Bhakti, which is the most powerful is chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is the most powerful limb of Bhakti. Navvida Bhakti. Yes. So we will all do the chanting once. I have completed on time. Yes. I'm exactly on time. I've completed. We'll just chant this mantra. So I request Dhruvan Prabhu to kindly repeat the Panchatattva mantra after me. And we'll chant 10 times at least. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Prabhu Nityananda.
Prabhu Nityananda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara.
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Srivasani Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
We'll chant 10 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you. So thus ends our summary on the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Yes, we got a glimpse. So I would like to make you all revise very quickly. What exactly could you assimilate from the last 6 chapters of the Gita? क्या जो भी आपको अच्छा लगा, जो भी समझ में आया, please express in the chat. Yes, Navavida Bhakti. Thank you. This is a very practical way of showing our surrender to Krishna. Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Thank you, Kalpesh Prabhu. Achyut Lakshmi ji says, okay, that's a question. We'll take your question. It's noted. Dhruvan Prabhu will ask. I'm asking, okay. Surrender, Padmavati ji. Basis of rebirth, Rahul Rajwani Prabhu. Kirti ji says, Krishna is my BFF. वो अभी तक वही point अच्छा लगा आपको. That's your favorite point. Surrender unto me. Krishna is the best friend. Lust satisfies leads to greed. Lust not satisfies leads to anger. Okay. Always think of Krishna, surrender to Krishna. Aham tam sarva papebhyo moksheshyam. Very good. Chanting is most powerful. Transform your lust into love. Always remember Krishna. Akil Prabhu. Just surrender to Krishna, focus on chanting daily. Lag formula should not be there. Tom Sare Babaji. Okay. Divine versus demoniac. Prabhuji, jail concept comparison with mood. Okay, modes in nature. Nice. All right. Great. Thank you. Okay, so any questions? Dhruvin Prabhu, you can read out
Yes,
the questions in
Prabhuji.
the chat.
Definitely, we have a couple of questions that were pending. तो सेशन के बीच में प्रभु जी ने कुछ पूछे थे so I'll be just starting with those first. Very first is from Shyamji that how to know that which guna we belong to. Like, is guna like a basic feature of a person, or how like those are exactly? And throw some more light on it.
Yes, actually, the 14th chapter describes very clearly about what type of person is controlled by what type of guna. So we all come under modes. Our time is coming under mode. Day is in morning is in goodness, the daytime is in passion, night is in ignorance. There, the clothes that we wear, everything is actually a sum of gunas. So we have certain characteristics which towards we tend to. So we can easily understand that which guna we are controlled by prominently. And if we are not able to understand this, don't worry, people around us will tell us. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Next question is by Gita Lakshmi Mataji. वो पूछते हैं कि can our past karma can save us our good deeds at the present time, Prabhuji?
Provided they are divine, in the sense they are Krishna conscious. Krishna says, Nahi kalyana krit kashchit durgatim tata gacchati. If you're kalyana krit, which means you perform bhakti, those activities will definitely save you at the most difficult times.
राहुल राजवानी जी ने जो एक पॉइंट रखा था, आई एम नॉट श्योर कि उनको ये अच्छा लगा कि पूछा था, बट उन्होंने लिखा था कि बेसिस ऑफ रीबर्थ. सो इफ यू कैन जस्ट शेयर सम लाइट ऑन दैट एंड say कि how it is.
That's a point that he has shared, by the way, but still, basis of rebirth is two things: your activities that you have done throughout the life, your karma, and the thought that you have, the law of last thought. What is it that you are thinking at the time of death? Both these things.
Himani ji ka next question है that when Krishna says that no matter how many sins you have done, I will accept you, in the verse that we discussed just now. So, but want to know that what about the previous life, that whatever we have done, she's just confused here.
Bhakti is so powerful. It is so powerful that it can destroy your entire sanchit karma. Jitna bhi karma we have accumulated, aprarabdha phalam kutam, aprarabdha phalam kutam, phalam papam kutam bijam abhiklamam, krameneva praliyeta vishnu bhakti ratatmanam. So everything is destroyed. All prarabdha, aprarabdha, kuta, bija, and the entire sanchit karma, all are destroyed. So bhakti is very powerful. It can destroy everything. Whatever you've done in the past also. You may not know anything. What you apne paap ke bank account mein kitna hai, we don't know. But Krishna knows it, and bhakti can destroy everything. It's so powerful.
Next question is by Rahul Guravji. Okay, he's saying that who does to subterranean heavenly planets?
Subterranean heavenly planets are
Yes.
subterranean heavenly planets are actually the lower planetary system. Who are in tamoguna, they go there. Ado gacchandi tamasa. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Chinmay ji ka question है, does prasadam come under sattvic ahar or above sattvic? What is it exactly?
Shuddha sattva. Prasadam is beyond any sattva, rajas, tamas, because it's offered to Krishna.
There were many offering also by many of the participants. They are showering their love and the greetings. They are saying Hare Krishna. If you can explain Maya in a simple way, is Yogesh is asking.
He's appreciating that Maya has been explained in a simple way. Thank you. इतने सिंपल वे में आपने माया को एक्सप्लेन किया, वो अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हैं. That's not a question. Correct, na, Yogesh ji? Yeah, I'm able to see him also. Yogesh Ekal ji. Yes.
Okay, great. Prashant Gavli ji ka question है that what's the shortcut way to reach to spiritual world from
Shortcut
material
way to
world?
reaching spiritual world is catch the dhoti of Vaishnava. Catch a devotee is going back to Godhead. उनको पकड़ के रखो, छोड़ना नहीं है. He will go back to Godhead surely. भक्तों को पकड़ो. भक्त भगवान को पकड़ रहे, आप भक्तों को पकड़ो. Definitely you'll go back to Godhead. That is the shortcut.
Thank you very much, Babaji, for such a practical solution. And here comes a practical question also by Bandana Mehraji. She's chanting 16 rounds. So while chanting these rounds, she cannot concentrate much on Maha Mantra. So if you can just provide some ideas that how we can focus on that.
If you're not able to focus on Maha Mantra very clearly, that means your mind is cluttered a little bit. You have to check three things. One thing is mind thinks, अरे अगले दिन ये दिन का planning कैसे करें, what to do next, what is the next activity is. So for that you should have your things pre-planned already. Number one. Number two, some problem which you have not resolved in the past. यानी कि किसी का relationship, झगड़ा, issue, problem, वो हो गया, you have not settled the issue. So don't leave any unsettled issues. These two things you can do practically. The third thing is mind anyway is a cheater. He'll anyway take you out. तो उसको चुप कराना है. माइंड को बोलना भाई एनीवे 2 घंटा बैठ के जब करना ही, एनीवे यू हैव टू चैंट हरे कृष्ण, सो व्हाई नॉट डू इट प्रॉपर्ली. ऐसे तैसे करके तो जब तो करना ही है तो ढंग से करो ना. बैठ के करना है तो ढंग से करते हैं. यू एनीवे गोइंग टू डू इट, डू योर बेस्ट.
Mishra ji ka one very interesting question. Probably like army people are killing enemies across the border and all the wars that we have been seeing. So how will they be considered like a demon, divinic? What is the right philosophy to understand this phenomenon?
See, an army personnel who's on the border, who's fighting for a nation, is doing Rajadharma. Actually, they're doing the Kshatriya Dharma only. They are not considered to be unprincipled, especially the army which are governed by very pious countries. No, they are doing their duty. There is nothing. They will not get karma.
Very great question by Shyamji. That can we make our brain fully functional to get the absolute concentration just by reading Gita? Is there any
100%.
ways that are given?
100%. Because 18th chapter, Krishna himself says that if you are reading Bhagavad Gita, you are worshipping me with your intelligence. 18th chapter.
तेजस्वी जी का बहुत एक practical question है that if a person is in anger, how can we control them? What to do in that situation if he sees?
Leave them alone for time being. First, leave them alone. Thoda dur raho. Let them anger subside, then go and talk. You go talk with an angry person. The angry person will make you only the victim of his anger, his or her anger. So don't go near. थोड़ा देर बाद ठंडा होने दो, फिर जाओ. जैसे कोई दूध गर्म है, क्या करोगे? पियोगे तुरंत? नहीं, उसको थोड़ा ठंडा होने देते हैं. Right? Then you drink. Correct.
I guess we don't have any much of questions now. We have reached to the end.
I saw some questions which were not okay. There's a question on Chanakya. How Chanakya has stated Samdam Dandaved. We know, so it is a wrong or right goal way to achieve one. See, there is a Niti Shastra also. Right now, there are different Shastras. There's Artha Shastra, how to do pleasures in this world, how to get pleasures. There is Niti Shastra of how to deal in this world. There is Dharma Shastra, which is to how to be above this world. And there is Atma Shastra, that is how to go beyond this world. So we are right now dealing with Dharma Shastra. Niti Shastra is a practical way to live in this world. So when you are actually dealing with management and working with people, etc. in this world, then you'll have to apply some Niti. And that Niti is Samdam Ved Danda. Chanakya just quoted it. Actually, if you see, Vasudev applied Samdam Ved Danda with comes. He actually applied it.
Yes, bro.
Pandavas also did the same thing. Pandavas also did the same thing with Duryodhana. So it's not, and this has all happened much before Chanakya. Which Shastra should a Grihastha follow? Everybody, whether you're Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, everyone should follow Gita. And if you know Gita, Gita has Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Everything is there. That's what last statement. Na? Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdaraha, Tatra Shri Vijaya Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Everything is there where there is Krishna and his devotee.
We have got a couple of questions. I guess, yes, definitely. If we are part and parcel of Krishna, then why he has sent us on earth just to come back again once that
We have
doing?
chosen to separate. We have chosen to separate from Krishna. Just as sometimes a rebellious son will say, चलो मेरा हिस्सा दे दो, मेरी जायदाद दे दो, मैं जा रहा हूँ, मेरा शेयर दे दो, मैं फैमिली से सेपरेट होना चाहता हूँ. That's what we have done. We have separated. He never sent. He stopped, in fact.
Next question is by Yashodharaji. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. How can I take Diksha? Like following all rules which Prabhupada had given, or anything that should be like next steps for them?
First, take nice shiksha. Nice shiksha will guide you towards good diksha. Divyam jnanam yato dayyat kurvam papasya samshayam. So first, divyam jnanam yato dayyat. So try to get the shiksha from the guru. When you get the shiksha, you will automatically know how to get the diksha also.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Next question is at which shastra should a grihastha follow?
I answered this already.
Okay. Yes. So you can just go back.
How control greed, lust in day-to-day life? Sometimes when we know things, we are wrong, but unable to go that way. How to behave in this situation? Yes. How to practically control greed, lust, and anger? The practical way to control this is by slowly and steadily following the shastras. You have to start following the shastra little by little. Whatever little we learn, apply it. Don't let that knowledge remain theoretical. That's what Krishna says. In fact, 16.22 speaks about controlling these three. And how exactly do we control these three? Tasma shastram pramanante karya akarya vyavastito. The conclusion of 16th chapter is about following the shastra. Even little thing you learn, apply it. Yes. In fact, Jesus Christ says that even a mustard seed of realization is superior to a mountain of information. We should be like that. A little bit of application is superior. What to do if one thing always brings anger to us? There is one thing which always makes us angry. What exactly to do? Anvikshaya shoka moho. There is I will give you something in the Shastras, something interesting. Veda base. There's a beautiful section in the 7th canto, 15th chapter of Bhagavatam. Asankalpa jayat kamam, krodam kama vivarjanat, arthenarthekshaya lobham, bhayam tattva marshanat. By determination, strong determination, you can conquer lust. I will not, like Bhishma, he said, I will not get married. That kind of, I'm not telling that everyone become brahmachari, but you have to have a determination. Krodha kama vivarjanat. When you give up the tendency to enjoy, then krodha is automatically gone. Anger is gone. So we are averse to a particular thing because there is some amount of attachment to it. That has to go. What about others? Arthanarthakshya lobham. You want to see the useless nature of the things. Then your lobha is gone. Yeah, the material of substance are actually not of great value. Krishna is of greater value. He is a paramartha. And bhayam tattva marshanat. You read philosophy, then what happens? Bhaya is gone. But you leave all these things, there's another way of very simply giving up all the anarthas. And that's what? Etat sarvam guru bhaktya. You do guru bhakti. Purusho hi anjasa jayet. You can conquer all anarthas very easily by guru bhakti. You just follow guru's instruction. That's a very easy way of conquering all 6 anarthas. Because all other things one by one. एक एक करने का मारना पड़ता है. Guru bhakti one shot kills all the 6 enemies together. That's powerful. Okay. I guess the talk time we have exceeded by 2 minutes. We'll close here.
Surely, yes. So we would really like to thank Prabhuji for such a robust and yet such a dense revision of the whole Gita Art of Life season 1 that we had. All the recordings are already available on YouTube, so you can go through them once again if you want to revisit everything, or even you can see the previous complete season. That will give you like a binge watching you can do to get some fun out of it. Definitely, we would like to request you that please do not miss out any quizzes to attempt. अगर आपकी कोई क्विज रह गई है day 1 की या day 2 की, तो विदाउट फेल आप फिर से अभी जाके वो लिंक्स को एक्सेस करके दे सकते हैं. And additionally, today's link will also be available to you very soon according to the schedule that we follow. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to start a really great journey on a really high pace. So please be ready with everything, and you can bring all your family, friends, and everyone around the neighborhood. आप सब लोग साथ में मिलके भी you can attend this session on Zoom or as well as on YouTube. So all are very much welcome. अगर आपका कुछ मिस हो गया तो आप revisit कर ही सकते हैं. But yes, from tomorrow onwards, please make ensure that you do not miss each and any of the session or any of the quizzes. So thank you so very much for tuning in today, and Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari. Thank you. Thank you, Dhruvan Prabhu. Yes, thank you, Shashikant Prabhu, Jairaj Prabhu.